Hello, hello. Good afternoon. I'm just going to shut that. And I'm also just going to shut that too. Yay. Oh, I didn't bring my iPad up. I was just going to say, yay, I've got someone, but it's Paul. Hi, Paul. We'll just wait for a few to join us. There we go, starting to come through now. Happy Saturday, everyone. I've had a fabulous day, honestly. I've been in the shop and we've been having a journal workshop. So a couple of weeks ago, I started up a little workshop on a Saturday for people that wanted to do journaling but were a bit scared to get started. So after the first one, they loved it and we booked another one in, and that was today. So we've been using acrylic paints and all sorts, having so much fun. And then, yeah, I've been in the shop, I've been a bit of everything, me, today. Done parcels, I've made coffee. So, yes. So today hasn't panned out exactly how I wanted it to, because our delivery is stuck in, and I knew I'd forget the place, customs. I'm just going to say customs. So I'm just going to concentrate on part of the new product, which I'll show you when I flip the camera. But next week, as soon as it comes in, it could come in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know. But I have put the products that I'm going to play with today, which is 4 gorgeous embossing folders. These are loaded onto the website. Paul has put a link up there for you. Hi, Jackie. And they are on pre-order. Okay, so as soon as the delivery comes in, they will get sent out. We know that they're on their way, so all is good. But the other collection, the Scent with Love by Janine's Mindful Art, that is such a big collection. I want to concentrate on it properly. So it's actually quite a good thing that it's been held up, because it means I can give, I want to say, come on, think your brain. Like an embossing folder masterclass today on these, and then when the other bit of the collection comes in, the Janine's Mindful Art, then I can have a proper good play with that as well. So thank you for joining me. I'm sorry that it's not both parts, but I think it's going to work out better this way. So if you've got any questions, fire away while we're live, and I'll do my best to answer them. Paul is on as well, so if he can help, he will. I didn't bring my iPad up, so I can't see in big, but pretty much everyone is just saying hi, which is good. Good. Perfect. Yeah, okay. So let's turn the camera and we will have a little look at what we've got to play with. Spin that. Oh, it's going to play up. There we go. Oh, I knew that would happen. Bear with me. Oh. Right, I don't know why it's done this. We're going to have to just be a little bit... Oh, no, I can't have it like that. Right. That's it. I'm not touching it, because it's going to spin round. So sorry about that. Okay, so we have got 4 embossing folders. Now, they're available as a bundle for £28.76, and you would get all 4, or they are available separately at £7.99. And if I turn each one over so that you can see, this one is called Crisscross, and it's a really pretty design, that one. And then we have got the wood structure. Woo. Love a bit of wood grain. Sorry, Kay, did that... If I was watching, it would do the same to me. It really would. Then we have got the Pretty Butterflies. Now, I believe that this embossing folder matches the acetate that we launched last week with the Spring Meadow collection. And then we've also got Wild Flowers, which is beautiful. So what I thought I would do today is lots of different techniques with each one so you can see exactly the sorts of results that you can achieve. So I'm going to start, well, there's no specific order, but we'll start with the crisscross. And what I've done is I've cut myself a stack of white card and a black for each one, just so that we can have a good play with each folder. Now for speed, I am going to be using my Big Shot, and the plates, so that these folders work brilliantly, is the platform with the 2 cutting plates. So all I'm doing is taking out that thin die adapter shim. And if you were using it on your Pro Cut, then accordingly, they're not really thick, deep ones. So I would imagine there'd be just the 2 3mm plates, but you might have to add your magnetic shim or your metal shim in as a little bit extra. So yeah, right. Now with embossing folders, depending on the technique that you want to do, you want to have a little feel inside, and you'll feel that one side will be really flat and then one side will have the raised areas in. So if this is the raised area, if I just put, we'll just start off and we'll just emboss that in white before we do anything different to it. Okay. That is gorgeous. Really crisp. Shame they're not 7x7 or 8x8. Do you know what? I get you there, but having this little size does not only limit you to doing small things, because of course you can chop into them, make panels. There's no reason why you can't join, especially with this crisscross. Can you see? You could line that up and extend that out to make it A5 in size, and you could do that on all of them. Absolutely. And in the same respect, if you've only got a small bit of card, obviously you just put it over which area you want to. So we'll watch as long as I can, bless you. So that is it, just plain white. Now if I wanted to start and get creative and start inking the folder, I'm going to go for this flat side to ink up. And I could use any inks. For instance, I'm just going to get one of my water reactive inks and I'm just going to rub this over. And take a sheet of card. Pop that in. And we'll run that through. And that would give us a really nice base. Your florals and your foliage, maybe from Julie Hickey's last Perfectly Pretty release, they would look gorgeous on that background. You see, I think embossing folders is understated, the right word. Sometimes you want it plain, clean and simple, but actually by adding a little bit of emboss, it really does make such a difference. So on that one, that is just a simple bit of ink on the flat side. On the reverse to that, if I was to ink up this side, I think what I would do on this is brayer it. So I'm just going to brayer over there. And for this one, so this will give you like your letterpress effect. And that's going to give you equally as beautiful. Let's put the green one. So that's your emboss side and that's your deboss side. I'm just seeing if we've got... They do. And you're right, Yvonne, I forget to use them as much as I should. But I really love those two, the two different, completely different looks. Now, if I then thought, well, I love that, but maybe now I don't want the white there, because that green is tucked away on that deboss, of course, let me just darken this. And this is just giving different ideas for you. If I brayer this up with the darker ink and go over, I mean, realistically, maybe I shouldn't have used the green, but it gives you an idea. Even if I hadn't, even if I had have got the back of this one, and those crisscrosses, they stay white. And that's another completely different look. Which I really like those. So for the crisscross, I think it's one of those that looks really nice, plainer. But there's nothing stopping you from, say this one, this is the plain white one. If I just wanted to go in and ink that up with a blending something, I'll just stick with green because it's out. I'll stick with green and let's get that one there and one of them. So of course you can just simply blend over the top of any embossing folder and put a colour down, because this is going to go with your work. Say you've got a die cut piece and you've blended it or you've stamped it in this. So we'll give that like a little random blend over. But then maybe you want to highlight that. I know what I'm looking for. Come on. You can do the pad drag over there, which is going to give a beautiful effect. Again. And you could do that in any colour. Or you could use your brayer. So if I was then to go in for that darker green, just because it's on my brayer, and brayer over there, it really would then make that design pop. Really crisp. At the pub, you are lucky, Wendy. You've had a lovely day. Journaling workshop in the morning, pub in the afternoon. Here's the life, eh? Right, I'm just going to get a piece of tissue to clean that one up. So this is the first of the 4 embossing folders. And it is called your crisscross. And I'm just going to look. It says 108 by 146 mil, which is basically A6, I think. Okay, so my little bits of card that I've cut, I've done them at 10.5 by 14.5. Looking forward to being prompted. Yes, I know, yeah. Especially the designs like this. Okay, so that, oh, there's one more we're going to do. I'm going to take a piece of black card because I am one of them that has always loved gilding wax. Now, I might regret doing this, but it'll be fine. If I grab some gilding wax, I very much might regret doing it because it's going to go up my fingernails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some out on a brush and I'm just going to pop it on that bit of card. It looks messy. I could have put it in the lid actually, couldn't I? And then So keeping it nice and light. The harder you press, the more you'll see between the crisscrosses, if that makes sense. And of course you can go over. So like I've done it a little bit harder on this side so that you can see the difference. And then you can go even more subtle. Maybe you just want to, if I bring that up higher. So this is very subtle, pressing a little bit harder and then pressing harder. But it almost gives you like circly, almost octagon type shapes in the middle there. Let's just cover that over now. So this time I am pressing harder and I'm really pressing into all of them crisscrosses. But it gives you a very nice metallic finish. Of course, don't forget your holographic card and your speciality card. Sometimes it's just really nice to get your folders out and just have an embossing folder day. Just make lots of different backgrounds. Just trying to get a baby wipe out. It's an extra large one. And it smells of lavender. And it says, helps your baby relax and prepare for sleep. So if I nod off, you know why. Okay. So hopefully that is quite a few different ways to use and different effects that you can get from your crisscross one. I'm going to place that one to the side. And then we will come in and what's the second one? Ooh, nice bit of wood grain. So for this one really I would say is double-sided because they both feel raised. So this will make an interesting emboss. I mean, I'll just emboss the black while we're waiting because that with the gilding wax, especially if you've got a couple of different colours on the gilding wax, that would look amazing. So we'll definitely do that. But look at that. And that's both sides. Love it already. Right, let's get some white. Now, I feel like I might mix a few inks together here. So I'm going to use this one, a water reactive ink, but I might use some oxides as well. And I'm actually going to do both sides because I don't know which side will look. What you can do with your embossing folders, if you're not sure which one, just mark them with a Sharpie for the front and the back, just to remind you. Oh, okay, so that looks cool, but we're going to add something else. So I've got a few different colours of oxides out. I've got ground espresso, scorched timber and pumice stone, and I'm just going to have a look at a few and see which ones. You see, I already quite like that. Taking away the white, because we've got that colour from the water reactive in the background, we can start to build up more colour on the top here. So I'm just pushing this in. This is pumice stone. And then I think I'm going to have a little look at ground espresso. I'm going to use a dauber this time. And you can pick out different bits. Maybe you just want to, you see this would look really, I'm going to press really hard now just to show the different intensities. I don't know why I said that slow. Let's put this around the side. Depending on the colour that you're using really does change the look of this bark. And depending if you are dragging the pad or blending. So that's changed it massively. I mean, I love it. Let's go for a darker. Let's see if that one will work. Yeah, look. Just by adding a little bit. I don't want to get it on all of it, just a few bits. That is gorgeous. Have I just seen your box for 3 ink pads? Can you let me know the size one day? I have 3 without a box. You did see it. And I will. I'll pop the measurements on for that. If I can remember what they were. No, I'm sure I will. Right. Now, even though that's on the white, but I've got that nice brown effect in there, there's nothing stopping me from... Where's that bit of card? Just going to put some more gilding wax on there. That's a trick for those of you that have got long nails like mine. Just going in and highlighting. See if I can get that shine on there for you. Oh, look at that. Let's bring this one in. That's beautiful. What about if you wanted to make it... Let me see if I've got... What else have I got? I'm going to do a few things. Okay, so a white ink pad. It could be... this one's a Stamps by Me one, but maybe you've got picket fence. Drag in the white one. You could do this with a brayer as well if you wanted to. Really nice effects. I love that tone. That's gorgeous. Now, realistically, if that dries, let's see if I've got some. Because that's a pigment ink. That should allow me a base. To put a colour on. I mean, for instance, I'm just going to pick one up. Meaning I can get a tone of purple on there. You've all probably got lots and lots of inks in your stash. I think like interference inks would look stunning on here as well. But this is, yeah, this is the fun part, the playing, the getting to grips with what you can do with each product, I think is wonderful. I'm just looking, that is very, very similar on both sides. So you could use either side of that. There's no rules to say it's got to be browns or blacks. You might want it to be multicoloured. You can have it this way or that way. But again, any of your floral elements on there with a simple little sentiment, I think would just be perfect. So that one is your wood structure. Now we have got, now then, not that I'm excited about the butterflies or anything. So I'm going to do a few different things with this one. I'm going to take my card first and just emboss it so we can have a look at it, and then from there absolutely beautiful. We'll do some inking in the folder in a minute, but what I'm going to do first is just flip this over. So I've got the back of all of those butterflies standing out, and I'm just going to choose a colour, something nice and bright, orange and red. I'm going to get those orange and red. So I'm just going to randomly ink some of these butterflies. Well, I'm going to do them all. I feel like we need some yellow now. Just pushing the ink into that debossed area. I thought I did that, never mind. Bit of cross-contamination, never hurt anyone. Okay. I'm just covering that completely over. And then, now you could use just a normal black, or you could use your VersaFine. Now if you use your VersaFine, obviously it's going to use quite a bit of ink, but just keep it flat and sort of like, we'll start off by a tapping. And you can see it's going to totally cover. We'll do a drag, but I think a tap works better. It keeps the black brighter. Obviously, you don't want to tap too hard because it will go into the deboss. But this is, I think this is keeping enough of it showing. You can also put this into your embossing folders, but you need to wash it off straight away, really. Let's get that. Clean that up. How gorgeous is that? Now, because I've done that in VersaFine, I'm going to try and be very... I'm just going to get a bit of card. I'm going to... Have I got any to... Come on. So I thought, oh, I'm going to do some embossing. Do you know, for the life of me, I don't know where my embossing powders are. This is clear. No, that's white. So what I'm looking for is a clear embossing powder. Can I see it? Yes, I can. Clear gloss. Okay, get rid of that. And then I'm going to blast that. Now realistically, I should do that from underneath, but I haven't got that much patience. So the big tubs are so handy, you're right. Now the reason I'm lifting this up off the glass mat is because if I don't and I go directly, it makes the card sweat. And when you lift it up, it'll be wet underneath. So just try and keep it in the air if you can. And then we've got that beautiful. It does get, do you know what? I really love that. Maybe you got some die cuts, but again, just a simple sentiment on there. Maybe you want to die cut into it. Maybe you're cutting shapes. Because that's all intact now and it's inked and it's heat embossed, you could absolutely die cut into that. So there's another way of using. So let's now get the folder and start inking, because I just think this one is, because it's the butterflies. Now feel it, that's the flat side, that's the raised side. So we're going to do some inking on here. But this time, what we'll do is, maybe I'll do it a bit, maybe let's do a trio of colours. All right, so I'm going to go some green at the bottom into some blue. Into some yellow. Now what you can do, if you've got a clean dauber, you can daub a little bit over the join to soften it. I mean, you could spritz it with water as well if you want to. I'm just going to go with that. Now, it will be subtle, but it'll be beautiful. I don't know why I went back through them. I didn't mean to. Oh, look at this. So you've got that nice background. Now, that's water reactive. Should I be able to do this? Spritz that with water. And yeah. So you can get that really kind of speckledy. It's hard to stand out, but I can see it there. And then you've got the option of making the butterfly stand out. So do we want to go in with a brayer? Do we want to go in with our inks? Let's think. Do we want to drag? I'm going to do it in black just so that you can see, but I could actually have followed the colours that I did. But I think it's nice to see different options. I'm not pressing hard on this. This is really light. I mean, that I do like that. That does look really cute. Let's have a look what it looks like if we follow the colours a little bit. So this was the yellow. Then we had a bit of blue. And I think it's nice for you to see the different options. You'll get a bit of a green here where that overlaps. And then the top one was green, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was this one. I might be wrong. But again, they look really beautiful too. And then, of course, there's another way you could... See, look, I'm on a tangent now. I want the lid for that. There it is. What about if I just do that? Maybe I want to fill this butterfly in. So you can go in with your water brush and do that. Now you've got that raised edge, you've got a barrier to stay within. So it looks like it's like, oh no, it's too hard, but it honestly, I'm not taking my time, I'm just popping that in. So then you could, let's do the blues, pop those in. So there's a possibility the delivery might come in on Monday, in which case all pre-orders will be dispatched on Monday. But if they don't and it comes in on Tuesday, they'll be dispatched Tuesday, and so on. But we know what stock we've got coming and we've loaded that amount, so it's not a case that we, you know, we'll be selling stock that we haven't got, because we wouldn't do that. And then it might be a case that you think, wow, do you know what? I love that, but now I've lost the detail. Then you can come in with your black or a different colour, pop that over, and then that stands them back out again. I love these. I do absolutely love them. We've done this one. You see that was white card, but we've made it black. We've inked the folder up. Of course, we can ink the other side and do it as a letterpress so that the butterfly... Oh, I'll do it because I haven't done that yet. Let's do this one with a brayer. Now, this brayer has got a bit of green on it, but it might be a green tone black. But I think, oh, this is going to be a really lovely effect. So there might be, depending on how hard you press, depends on what you see in the background. But let's pop that in. So I've inked the raised butterflies on this one, which is going to be the deboss side. So I did get a little bit of ink in the background here and here, but you've got that kind of real nice stamped image of the butterflies there. So that's another way. Right, let's move these over. And what have we got? Oh, we've got one more left. Okay, so let's have a little look. I'm getting in a mess. The last one is called Wildflowers. I mean, these would look pretty like what I did with that. That would look really cool. Love it. Okay, so this one is easier to feel. Let's take some white. So, well, we'll just emboss one first so that we can see. Because I think white is very understated. I think it looks beautiful. Sometimes white on white is just all you need. Gorgeous. Oh my Lord, look, they're like little daisy heads. Some are daisy heads and then some are open flowers. These are going to go, this one's going to go really nice with maybe my collection that's coming out in March. Let me just have a drink of this. Okay. Oh, I do love that. So, in the same thing, we could randomly ink over the background. I'm just going to do a little bit so that you can see. Maybe you're going to do like a little rainbow. And then you can go over with the VersaFine, but this time I'm going to bray it over in a normal ink. It's not going to be so in your face, but you're still going to get a beautiful effect. And by having the brayer, it's keeping it a little crisper. There's nothing stopping me from brayering into my VersaFine. And the more layers you put on of this, you're going to deepen that effect. So lovely. Ditzy, did you say you ink the raised side? Okay, so I'm guessing you meant Okay, let's just rewind. I think it was the butterfly. Right, so you can ink both sides of the folder. If you ink the flat side, the raised bits will stay white. If you ink the raised side, the background will stay white. Does that make sense? That's like if you ink the raised bits, it's like a letterpress that you're doing, which is going to be, I can't find the piece of card, like that. So that's a letterpress effect, and I inked the raised butterflies. That one, yeah, we'll do another one. Let's do some inking in this one. So for instance, yeah, this is the raised side. So I'm just going to bob that all over and ink that. And this will give me a letterpress effect. So all of those deboss flowers have been stamped with the ink that I rolled onto that side. And then on this side, this is your flat side. If we ink this up, this is going to leave me with white flowers, but well, it'll be pretty much a grey tone background. Although I'm using a black, it's nice and soft. Okay. So if I show you that, oh, that is so lovely, really nice and ditzy. And that. That one's inking the raised, that one's inking the flat. And how nice would they work together if you were going to cut panels? I'm just going to see if I missed any of the others. I think that's fine. So that is all four. And do you know what? For caring for them, I mean, I know I've just hammered them with ink. Literally, you could go wash them under the tap or just give them a wipe with a baby wipe, or spritz them with water and dry them off with a cloth. And they are then perfect for the next use. And sometimes if you ink it up and then do one pull, it's nice to put another bit of card in because you'll get the same, but just a softer version. When is your new collection? In March? I've just seen another question. Yeah, that will be a live on my Facebook at 11th, on the 11th. And we'll be having deals and giveaways as well. Right, let's bring in the background. And I'll kind of just show you a little recap of what we've done. Need that one. And I need that one. So first we had the crisscross. And then we did the wood structure, the pretty butterflies, and then the wild flowers. And the effects that we got, I'm just going to kind of lay them out. There's all sorts of different letterpresses. That one with the ink in. And we've got gilding wax. Just a normal little print, but then brayering over as well. Phew! And there's loads more that, you know, like if you do something and you think, oh, well, I've lost the definition, you can always pop it back in the folder and re-emboss it if you want to. But yeah, have fun with your embossing folders. They are great to play with. I'm going to turn you around before this collapses on me. Okay, I have to tighten that up before the next one. And I'm hoping I'll definitely be live with you next week. I will post up. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, it'll be before then. As soon as the other collection comes in, I will come on and tell you about it. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed today. I am going to go and have a nice cup of tea. I think I've deserved one today. But thank you for joining me. Take care, everybody. 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 And don't forget to check the website. Also, look at the sales section because there's also lots of bargains in there still. So, bye-bye.